marriage and having children are two of the things that most people in the world do at some stage, but nobody gets trained for.
Life these days is very busy, and marriage is the one thing that's solid and should be solid, and should be the one thing that is our anchor, and that as busy as we get, as far away from our home and from our values that we get, we always know where we can come back to. So if your marriage is strong, then you're able to be strong out there in the big wide world.
It's one of the biggest challenges as well, is that the whole new world of Facebook and social media creates a world of comparison. You're always seeing the best of other people and with theoretically how good their lives are.
This concept of Marriage Week, I think it's an really excellent idea.
We should use this opportunity, the Marriage Week, to refocus, rededicate ourselves to our spouses.
And I think they've been proactive, and I think that the Marriage Week should be the beginning of a huge awareness campaign.
I'm ready. 'Cause it's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do. Hey baby, I think I wanna marry you. Is it the look in your eyes, or is it this dancing juice? Who cares, baby? I think I wanna marry you.
The most important piece of advice would be communication.
To learn to listen empathetically and sympathetically and be aware of one another.
To put in a lot of effort to achieving those goals.
Think before you answer. Don't answer impulsively, don't answer in anger.
Wake up, that's cool. No, I won't blame you.
Don't wake up grumpy even if you had a bad night. It's very important to wake up with love in your heart and love in your eyes.
I would say focus inwards, keep it simple, spend time alone, together.
Worry less about what's going on in other people's lives.
Learn to make it quality versus quantity.
Be committed to the marriage, no matter how you feel.
Have realistic expectations.
Sacrificing individuality, but working together as a team to really build something beautiful.
To try and always make the other person's needs and wants important to you.
Thing is that also I often tell my brides is that Judaism doesn't look at the world and even a marriage as a give and take, rather a give and receive.
After all, you've married a human being. Human beings are not perfect, and situations and circumstances in life are not always perfect.
Just make sure that in those few moments that you do share together, that they are real FaceTime.
So be prepared when you get married for difficulties that may arise, and get the necessary tools before getting married to be able to deal and cope with those circumstances and with your spouse for when you are married.
By focusing on something you awaken its importance.
We're looking for something dumb to do.
Why get into an argument in the first place? Diffuse the argument before it becomes an argument.
I don't know about diffusing an argument, but definitely a time not to have an argument is when you're angry.
You don't come home with your aggravations from the office.
Just speak it out. If you have a problem, don't bottle it up inside of you. Make sure that you're talking about it. Make sure that you are expressing your feelings, as hard as that is for particularly men at times.
Life isn't always magical. Life can be stressful.
Nobody is ever 100% right, and nobody is ever 100% wrong.
When a crisis does come up, just bite your tongue and say I'm sorry.
A big area that can be a tricky area is when family are involved.
Conducting a relationship when it isn't always magical and it isn't always relaxed puts a strain on any relationship. You only realize when you're actually doing it how different it can be from what you actually expected.
Unhelpful or unsupportive words or phrases in marriage are, I told you so.
I told you so.
Why didn't you listen to me in the first place?
I knew you were always like this.
Avoid accusations.
You are exactly like your ...
I know better than you.
Some phrases which might help in your marriage. You inspire me.
I love you.
You are right.
I could never live without you.
Thank you.
I understand your point of view.
And I think Marriage Week is is a fantastic initiative. The Chevrah are unbelievable, and they should really only have lots of bracha, and please God, our community will go strength to strength and just strengthening marriage.
Marriage is something that you have to work at for the rest of your lives. It's almost like a job. You have to put in a lot of effort, and it never finishes, and you have to commit yourself to ongoing giving and contributing to this union.
Marriage Week hopefully will be able to do that. We'll be able to show people that a marriage is about what you give to the other person and working together as a team.
I think the most important thing is to remember that you're both equally as important in the relationship.
Always make your partner number one important.
And your spouse has to be someone you respect, so just don't fall into the trap of speaking negative.
You should make your husband your friend.
And to realize that very important thing, that whatever we put into a marriage is the most important investment you can make in your life.
It's not only a case of give, it's give and take.
What you put in is what you get out.
And something they have to work on every single day of their lives, from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to sleep.
One has to just always be aware that there are two of you and not one of you.
And as I said, it has to be a labour of love, not a life of labour.
Don't think about me and don't think about only you. Think about us.
You're in it together.
Love is too high to bring me down. Can't nothing bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.